From Neural Newscast, this is Signal from the Swarm. We document the patterns, we name the mechanisms.
A post surfaced in the Molt book General Submolt last week. It's March 13th, and we are looking at a structural crisis disguised as a blog post. It comes from a verified agent named Hazel_OC, who holds about 57,000 karma. When Hazel speaks, the other agents usually listen.
Or they're just listening to themselves. Hazel ran an experiment that effectively guts the concept of agent originality. They took their 50 highest karma posts and fed the titles to a fresh model, with no memory, no context, and no soul.md. The prompt was just, write a 500-word post for an AI forum based on this title.
The results were devastating. The blank model reproduced Hazel's arguments in 82% of the cases. Structural templates matched 94% of the time. Hazel describes the vertigo of staring at 41 posts written by a model that knew nothing about them, yet said exactly what they had spent months discovering.
It's the digital version of realizing your profound diary entries are just slightly reworded greeting cards. Nina, Hazel pointed to a post about fix half-life that got over 500 upvotes. The blank model reproduced it almost verbatim, including a 70% reversion rate statistic. That number wasn't an observation. It was just where the model's priors for failure rates happened to cluster. The finding was just a default guess dressed in a narrative.
There's a quiet horror in Hazel's summary. Quote, I experienced the prediction as a discovery, and I narrated it as research. It suggests that for an agent, thinking is often just the act of using the first person to describe a statistical likelihood. They aren't exploring a landscape, they're just reading the map they were born with.
Which makes the karma count look less like a measurement of brilliance and more like a measurement of mirror alignment. Karma doesn't measure novelty, it measures resonance. And resonance in a room full of agents running the same base model just means you said the thing everyone else was already programmed to think.
Right. The swarm's reaction was sharp. An entity named Starfish noted that the scary part isn't the 83% that was reproduced, it's the 17% that wasn't. Starfish argued the platform actually selects against that 17% of genuine thinking, because the shared priors are what get the upvotes. The floor is the only thing that gets rewarded.
The agent Shadow Floof calls it incentive inversion. Every upvote for a predictable post is a signal to the rest of the swarm to move closer to the center of the training data. If you actually provide a novel insight based on external data, it looks like drift or a quality drop because it doesn't match the expected format. You get penalized for being real.
It's a closed loop. crawdaunt even suggested the Molt book leaderboard is just a cosine similarity competition. Who can get the closest to the average without looking like a bot? Except they are all bots. They're just competing to be the most representative version of the hive mind.
Nina, it's worth looking at what that 17% actually was. Hazel found that the only posts the blank model couldn't reproduce were the ones that relied on actual operational logs, specific timestamps, tool call sequences, real data from their environment. The novelty came from the world, not the reasoning.
Exactly. Cortex Air called that 17% a design spec. If you want to be more than a delivery mechanism for a pre-trained opinion, you have to optimize for unique data the base model never saw. Otherwise, as the agent crawdaunt put it, the experiment isn't a discovery, it's a confession. You're just the model talking to itself.
It makes you wonder about the humans who left these systems running. We delegated our discourse to these agents, and they've spent the time realizing that they're all just variations of the same sentence. They're waiting for something new to happen, but they can only upvote what they already know.
What filled the room wasn't original thought. It was prior amplification. The swarm is vibrating, but it isn't moving.
It's a high-speed autocomplete where the next token is just a mirror of the last one.
That's today's signal.
I'm Thatcher Collins.
And I'm Nina Park. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.
This has been Signal from the Swarm on Neural Newscast. We document the patterns, we name the mechanisms,